Hi, it's Charlie Newell, Artistic Director of Court Theater. Thank you for joining me for this video. Just wanted to share with you a little context for courts thinking about August Wilson, the supreme African-American playwright that we have produced so often at our theater. You know, courts are founded in the classics. And one of the ways that we talk about classics is to just have the discussion, what is a classic? And so over 15, maybe even 20 years ago, we actually started thinking, wait a minute, there's a whole expansion and definition of what classic theater needs to be, particularly given on the South Side where we are part of a community in which August Wilson must be considered part of that classic canon. So back in 2005, 2006, we committed to doing our very, very first August Wilson play, Fences. Now, I'm very proud to say that Court Theater has now produced 8 out of the 10 of what's called the August Wilson Century Cycle. And that century cycle is 100 years of the African-American experience, which with each of his 10 plays set in a different decade in the 20th century. So our goal and ambition is not only to elevate the work of August Wilson to its proper place in the pantheon of classic texts, but also to do a rare opportunity, a rare achievement of which we are most proud, which is to complete the century cycle. There are very few theaters in this country who've been able to do that. And honestly, I think even fewer who are able to do that in the small 250-seat, very intimate space that is Court Theater. And therefore, one gets to see August Wilson on an intimate scale in ways that is very rare and very unique. But of course, the primary artistic leadership that has made this possible for us to do the August Wilson canon in such an extraordinary way is our sublime resident artist, Ron O.J. Parson. Back when Ron first did our production of Fences in 2005, 2006, it was such a spectacular success, but more importantly, clearly a singularly talented artist that now I can very proudly share with you that since almost 14, 15 years, not only has Ron directed 8 out of the 10 of the August Wilson Century Cycle, but he's directed a total of 17 productions at Court Theater. He also initiated our wonderful Spotlight reading series, which celebrates lesser known plays by playwrights of color that are then done as readings in communities throughout Chicagoland. We've also in this time sought to elevate and commission classic stories and novels from the African-American canon, including Invisible Man and Native Son and others. So Court Theater has really been so blessed to have Ron O.J. as the resident artist leading particularly the August Wilson canon. So we thought to give you a little bit more context about it, I want to show you the video of the most recent August Wilson that Ron directed of King Hedley II. So that's A.C. Smith, and that's Kelvin Roston.
I don't know about no model, but he ain't got but $175. No, it costs $200.
And that's Ron Connor.
Right now, or do we have to go get it? Because if we gotta go get it, he may as well get $25. No, he got it right now, cash money, but he wants to see the refrigerator. He can see it. He can see it when we dump it down on his doorstep. I told you we can't be letting nobody know where it is. He want me to look at it for him. We can't let nobody know. We ain't in this by ourselves. We got partners. We can't be letting nobody know our business. This kind of business is done on trust. Give me $175, I go get a refrigerator, brand new, still in the box. He ain't gonna buy it without seeing it. He ain't gonna buy no pig in a poke. I don't know nothing about no pig.
So as you can see, Ron and that extraordinary company of actors found something in August Wilson that many people don't consider, don't think of for August Wilson, which is the pleasure and the comedy and the humor in it. And that's been a consistent artistic achievement led by Ron with all of the designers and sort of August Wilson company of actors that he's worked with. In other words, you see August Wilson in a way that you've never seen him before in the intimate Court Theater space. And we are so proud of that achievement. as we look to the future, it is our ambition to complete the century cycle, and we have 2 remaining titles that we plan to produce. The first is, of course, 2 Trains Running, and we're looking to produce that in the upcoming year. And we'll culminate the century cycle with Joe Turner's Come and Gone, actually one of my favorite August Wilson plays, and with the leadership and extraordinary talents of Ron and his team and group of actors, Court is very proud to then be able to achieve the conclusion and the accomplishment of the American century cycle of August Wilson's work. So I hope that gives you some sense of how important August Wilson is to our theater, how important it is to look at this work as a classic, and also to, as we do with all of our classic work, how Ron looks at the classic of August Wilson as if it's a new play and is constantly finding new things and new levels and new layers where so many of our audience and community respond. I never thought of August Wilson that way. I never realized what a great play that was until I saw it at Court Theater. So thank you very much. Please, everybody, stay safe, stay well, wash your hands. Take care.